So Pokemon Go has quietly released their new avatar update with no real fanfare, and as you can guess, people are not happy about these changes, and I'm one of them. To put it short, in April of 2024, Niantic released the avatar update which completely overhauled the designs for the avatars, and yeah, they suck. To put it bluntly, the designs look ugly and it's obvious that Niantic wants that ESG/DEI slop injected into the game, which apparently is more important than fixing your game that people have been complaining about since forever ago, which has led people to quit the game over the years because of how bad Niantic has been handling the game and its community. If you guys aren't familiar, Pokemon Go was released in 2016 and was created by Niantic, not Nintendo or the Pokemon Company / Game Freak. They just lent their IPs to them. Ever since then, the game has been very popular, but hasn't been that much ever since because of the pandemic. For me, I've been playing it casually for the most part, and I've also had fun with it. It's helped me make new friends, experience new places and locations, improve my social skills, and get my steps in. But the game hasn't been free from its own slew of controversies with overpriced tickets for events, lack of quality of life features, GoFests not working properly, and people having connectivity issues, especially around 2 years ago, and still to this day. If you don't know, GoFests are IRL events where they add new Pokemon and hold special events. One of the more bigger controversies that happened was when Niantic tried to remove the remote raid passes, despite many people enjoying that feature, and it was also a really good one at that. So what they decided to do was instead increase the prices of the remote raid pass and made some of the more special events like the Team Go Rocket raids local only, which basically forced players to participate in events IRL, even if some of them couldn't because of disabilities, sickness, being busy at work or an assignment, etc. If you guys don't know what ESG means, it stands for Environmental, Social and Government, and how it works is that the company, BlackRock, will support companies that promise more diversity and hiring leadership, will push for more environmentally friendly policies, will receive a higher ESG score than companies that don't. And this back in the day wasn't really that much of a big deal, but it all changed when BlackRock became the loudest component in 2021 and has since then become a very loud vocal point for what's currently happening in the entertainment industry right now. If you guys want to know more about ESG scores and how they work, I've linked Just the Robots video on the situation. The link will be in the description. And now with the whole Niantic fiasco, it doesn't also help that this sweet baby clone called GamerX, which is a quote non-profit dedicated to celebrating and supporting the LGBTQ+ people and the culture in the world of gaming with a focus on video games, end quote, has now been caught for tax evasion and the CEO quitting the company because of sexual misconduct allegations that were starting to show up within that company. GamerX were the backers of Niantic that were the main designers of the new avatars. And also not to mention that there have been massive layoffs at Niantic Studios that started to happen after the update was released, which isn't that very surprising to hear since, to be honest, modern gaming has been really bad if you can't tell. And to put it short, I don't really feel bad for them since most of them can't do their jobs properly and behave more like activists than actual game developers, which is a topic I might discuss for another time. And as for my opinion on the designs, I'll put it like this.
Recognizable the characters are. Oops, did I say are? I meant were, because they fucking changed the character designs!
Their eyes and that haircut! You know who this motherfucker look like, low-key? Look! They both got that fake.
But what got me was why they changed them in the first place. I'm in a Facebook group and I just stated that the avatar changes were stupid and never needed to change in the first place. But then what I got from a level 50 player said that, oh, the models weren't inclusive enough, that's why it was a good thing for for the change so that people could see themselves in those characters. This threw me off a wall since again, why now all of a sudden when this could have been done during launch or even later on? I mean heck, when I played during launch I wasn't a fan of the designs then, because they looked way too much human and uncanny because the game didn't really have an art style that fits the usual Pokemon design. But I did feel natural about it later on, because what really impressed me was that many cosplayers that did the avatar designs, the old ones, did a really good job with them and pulled it off surprisingly, and I think they really looked good. Still, I think they could have went for a similar style to the mainline games. Even the spin-offs did a better job of making various body types while still maintaining the Pokemon art style. Plus the Pokemon Horizons anime did a collab with Pokemon Go. You could see Professor Willow in the anime art style, and I think he looked really good and didn't feel uncanny at all. But it also doesn't help that the changes were obviously made to pander to certain audiences, but even they didn't like the changes, so at the end of the day, Niantic pleased nobody. So to wrap up this little rant of mine, it's not much to be honest, but all I can say is, you reap what you sow, Niantic. You reap what you sow.